My earlyhood memories of my father, he left when I was 4. He came to England in 1953. Not much of my father, but from 1954, 55, 56, I can remember going to my first class in the school. Um, on the bank of a pond, Chappadum.
Yeah.
So I went to that school, and I can still remember my teacher telling me, "Go on, wash your patti," and chalk. That's how they used to light slates on chalk, and then there's me running off into the stream of water to wash it. I said, "Master ji, saleo ji," you know, take a breather for a minute, and he goes, "One sigh, have you finished?" And that was my first day in school. I can still remember those days. And also remember my school days when my mother had a complaint from a teacher saying he's not doing his homework. He's coming home, going back without doing his homework. And my mother, being one of those ladies, the principals, walked into school, said uh, to the teacher, he says, "From tomorrow, will you make him stay behind, sit in the sun, and do his homework before he goes home?" Um, and that taught me a very, very important lesson. I did that, but after the first lesson, I said, in my life, I will never be behind my work. The time is important, and I've always been on time or ahead of time, or try to keep at time. And that's the lesson which I learned from my mother in the first year of school. And the childhood, like all the kids playing marbles and flying kites and Basant Panchami and so forth, and all the other things that you do in a small town. Because I was born in a city which is different from being in a village. So part of my memories are that I just spent 3 months school holidays in my village. So I used to go specifically because the village life is different. You don't get the hassle of traffic and roads and so forth, or you are going through these little passages where you walk and walking up early in the morning with my Thai. I used to have a small room, the buffalo room, and he used to get at 5 o'clock and do asariwar on his own. And my memories of walking into a field and walking the buffalo and the cow and the bakri, the goat, to let them out for feed. And me, the kakotana on the banks of the side of the fields, and spending my days with mates under the shadow of the pipal on the open space, the jake batna, and play marbles, gully danda, and all the chats and especially hide and seek in the open fields, Ganya the field on it, Kankade field, riding horses. Because my cousin used to have a horse and he used to love riding his horse and speeding through all the villages and so forth. It was just lovely. The atmosphere, if it is usually in the summer, 3 months holidays, and you used to get what to eat if the season is of hadwane, so you're eating hadwane all the time, and the season is of saag and saron saag, so every day saron saag or tende, whatever food that used to be, and this is what it used to be, not like we have a different lunch and different, it's 3 days, you'll have the same Indian sabji made differently, tari ale, suki ale, and it's just wonderful time and free time there.